We have big news in the Dallas Stars organization. They appear to be set to hire Peter Deboer to be the next head coach. We'll discuss his history and the fit for the team coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some breaking news of the Dallas Stars organization. The news actually broke really late last night where I am. So I'm getting to this video here now, but it's really, in my opinion, it's still kind of breaking news. It's still pretty fresh. Elliotte Friedman confirmed, and then other NHL reporters have kind of tagged along here as well, that the Dallas Stars are set to hire Peter Deboer to be the next head coach for the Dallas Stars. But of course, it's not a done deal yet. So we're talking about this in the same context that we discussed John Tortorella going to Philadelphia just a short time ago. It looks as though it's confirmed that it's happening. They're just ironing out the details of the contract before they make an official announcement. Could happen today, could be tomorrow. I'm not really sure when we really should expect that to be. But Peter Deboer has been a long-time NHL coach. Has been over 1,000 games now under his belt. He's got a record of .513, .379, and .123 with a .566 win percentage. He's been in the Stanley Cup Finals twice, conference finals numerous times, so he does have a lot of playoff success, and it seems to be, especially in his last couple of runs here, been able to get success early. Like, he started off in the NHL after having an incredible run in the Ontario Hockey League with the Kitchener Rangers, where they had like a record-setting season, phenomenal year, won the OHL championship and was one game short of winning the Memorial Cup as the top junior team in all of Canada. They went to the Memorial Cup final. They were hosting that year and were stopped short by the Western Hockey League champions that year. So they came so close. But after that, it kind of propelled him to be, kind of one of the next up-and-coming coaches, and he gets an NHL opportunity not long after. Goes to the Florida Panthers organization for a 3-year run, missed the playoffs all 3 years, which I don't think is fair to put on him. The roster at that time wasn't the best, and then of course he gets let go. Then he goes right straight to New Jersey with no break. He goes to the following year. He was there for 3.5 years. In year one, like I said, he goes to the Cup final where they lost against the LA Kings, and then slowly from there, the results get a little bit worse each season, and then in year 4 he was let go. From there, then he goes to San Jose, and then where he was there for parts of 5 years, 4.5 seasons, not really 4.5, 4.25 barely. So all 4 full seasons, they made the playoffs, including the Cup final again in year 1. So a little bit of a trend there. Then they lost in round 1, lost in round 2, and lost in the conference final. So they had playoffs every year, and outside of one season where they lost in the first round, they won at least one series or more each season. Goes on to Vegas after being let go by San Jose, which was not long at all. It was a short stretch. He goes to Vegas. Vegas saw an opportunity. They thought he was an upgrade over Gerard Gallant. Brings him in. They made the playoffs that first year. He was there, finished the season, lost in the conference final to the Dallas Stars, who of course went on to play in the Stanley Cup final, lost to Tampa. And then last year, the unique playoff format, of course, again, they lost in the conference finals to Montreal, which was kind of odd. So it was odd to say the Montreal Canadiens were like the Western champions. Bizarre. But, of course, the whole last couple of years have been bizarre. So there you go. So they lose against Montreal, who goes on to lose against Tampa in the Cup final there as well. And then this year, they don't make the playoffs. He's out, and now he goes straight to Dallas. So again, his run in consecutive NHL seasons continues after a really long run. So he's a long-running, successful coach. Seems to get a lot of success early. Does have a reputation for being tough on goalies, which is, I think, part of the reason why he was let go in Vegas. I know they really gave the excuse of the injury bug being a big part of the reason why Vegas didn't have more success there, and I think that's fair. They had a lot of key players miss a ton of time, and they were not that far out of the mix here. So to me, that's a fair assessment. But on top of that, he really the relationship with Robin Lehner got deteriorated, in my opinion, and I think Vegas saw an opportunity that maybe it was best to move on. It was a good opportunity where they missed the playoffs too, because that relationship's important, and he was hard on the goalies. So between Fleury and Lehner, and during his time there, it wasn't easy at all. So, because at the beginning, it's almost like he made Lehner the guy when people thought Fleury should have been the guy, and then I'm sure that relationship was tarnished a bit. And then within not long after, he's running into issues with Lehner. So there is some history there being tough on goalies. So I do hope, for Dallas' sake, that things go well with young goalie Jake Ottinger, because he's a franchise goalie. He appears to be the real deal that can be a big part of this team's future for the next decade plus. And I just hope that the relationship with Deboer goes well, because like I said, there is history there of those being, something he tends to struggle with. So obviously at the same time, the rest of the team, there's some younger players that are obviously becoming big stars and big roles. Obviously you get Heiskanen and Robertson and Rupe Hintz, etc. But then you got your veteran guys that he's more used to dealing with. Your Benz, your Sagans, your Joe Pavelskis, of course, who we know from San Jose, etc. So it should be a good fit for the most part. Like I said, my only concern is for young goalie Jake Ottinger. But Dallas is a team that's been, you could say, mediocre in the last couple of years. They haven't really had a real good regular season. They're in a tough division like a lot of teams, and it'd be interesting to see if he can get a little bit more out of them and probably try some different systems, and we'll see. I know Vegas is going to be definitely taking a different approach. I know in Vegas has big systems where they were trying to generate a lot of the offense from the back end and getting shots through from the point and the blue line. That was the real big focus there, and for the most part it was successful for a stretch. But be interesting to see if he takes a similar approach in Dallas or they go with a different approach. Obviously the personnel there is going to be different. But Peter Deboer, like I said, he's got a long history of being a good coach. He's, like I said, coached continuously here for quite a long stretch. He's in his mid-50s. And he's got a lot of experience, so we'll see where this goes. They had lots of other options. They could have went with a younger, fresher coach maybe, but based on this roster and who they had to talk to, I guess they felt he was the best guy for the job. And I said there's got to be a reason why he continues to get these opportunities. So I would suspect that we could see at least a interim, like short term, a jump in results for Dallas, and then we'll see a longer term if it can be sustained or not. But Jim Nill definitely has some work to do as well with this roster this offseason to see what they can do, because they've been kind of teetering on being like a tweener team, and it's a matter if they can take it up a notch or what's going to happen. So let me know your thoughts on Peter Deboer as the next head coach of the Dallas Stars. We'll discuss further in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with the latest news, rumors, and analysis on all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.